Welcome to the Smith and Rowland Show. Let's join our host, Alan Smith and Jeff Rowland.
We wish everyone a Merry Christmas and joy to the world, peace and good tidings on earth. From the Smith and Rowland podcast, that is nothing but a serious talk show about serious events.
Seriously, Christmas. Yeah. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I tried.
We wish
folks,
you
a
Merry Christmas.
I tried, folks. I begged him not to sing.
There you go.
We was going to bring joy to the world, but instead we've brought burden.
Joy. Okay. We'll let that one go.
Yeah, please.
Come on, Mr. Rowland. This is our Christmas
How are
special.
You? Merry Christmas,
Merry
Mr. Smith.
Christmas, Mr. Rowland.
Hey, speaking of Christmas special, you throwed a shindig, and I just wanted to bring commentary to the to the party.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And it was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good party. And thank you to Francis and your daughter Jessica, who needs to repent for elder abuse. But that's a different topic. We'll do a podcast on that at some point.
That's another day. Yeah. That's right. Elder but anyway, abuse. We had a Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas party. Mm-hmm. We were going to have a big Christmas party, a KPS, Kingdom Prophetic Society party, but Jeff sold our building. Other than that, we would have had a shindig. I'm telling you right now, we'd have had a gooder.
That's another podcast too. If I get started, that's an hour-long podcast.
That's an hour-long podcast. That's another one. Okay.
A teaching moment, actually.
It's a teaching moment after you get out from under my bus there.
Hey, you know what? Christmas season does bring both.
Joy.
It brings joy. But it also, there's a lot of people during this season gets depressed. There's a lot of people during this Christmas holiday just goes right down in the gutter.
Yeah, right down the gutter.
How about explaining that, Mr. Smith?
Actually, I wouldn't know because I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. And so when I get around Christmas, I just turn into this juvenile. Happy.
Yeah, you turn into something. You do turn into something during this season.
That's right.
And it's irritating.
It is irritating.
It so irritates me.
Joy to the world.
Please, I beg you.
It's a happy Christmas.
Why is it that you start your Christmas celebration during the Thanksgiving holidays? I mean, it's like Thanksgiving goes unnoticed by everybody because everybody goes straight from Halloween to Christmas. I've just had your Christmas tree was up during the Thanksgiving holiday.
No. That's true. It was, but no. On the sleight of hand that you're trying to throw my way. That's right.
Evidence.
Listen, Thanksgiving is the day that you start with great thanks. Anybody that's really into being thankful, Thanksgiving lasts one day, then you roll right out of that into the Christmas season, which that's like 9 days of thankfulness. So you have to end up rolling out of Thanksgiving if you're truly thankful. Now, if you're not, you just stop there. You go straight to the 25th and pick right back up.
Your explanation makes no sense, and furthermore is skewed with error. Did you notice the words there? It's a good word, skewed. You're skewed.
You'd be better off
error.
To leave that word with cooking like skewer, but you're wrong application here. I don't have a skewered bone in my body.
You've never been as skewed as you.
No, not a. Listen, I do have a little concern.
And
we got Santa. He's warming up the reindeer.
Yeah,
and we got these cotton picking drones everywhere.
Yeah, how are they going to navigate through all them drones?
Well, I've got a rumor that he's going to have to put some of them missiles on his sleigh, but he's thinking about going to have to put some of the Minuteman missiles on the reindeer, just so he can get here. Now this has went too far. This has just went absolutely, and I'm going to put my reindeer foot down on this one.
Here's what I can tell you. I am just hoping we don't have the same debacle as we had back in, I think it was like 2012 during the Christmas season of 2012. I don't know if people remember that or not, but
actually I do not.
Well, you'll remember when I tell you about. Well, Donner and Blitzen had the argument with Rudolph, and Donner is Baptist, Blitzen's Methodist. And Santa had an encounter.
Oh,
you remember?
It's coming back.
And when Santa had his encounter, he turned charismatic. Then he started speaking in tongues. Well, Rudolph don't have the gift of interpretation, so they didn't know where to go.
They didn't know where to go. They didn't have a.
So it was just a debacle.
GPS or nothing.
It was a debacle that Christmas. There was many people didn't get their presents on time because
because they fell out over the religious side.
Yeah. I mean, Santa was just in the sleigh and he had his hands up and he was worshiping and doing the thing. And Rudolph didn't understand the thing he was saying, so Rudolph took off toward Africa, and he was supposed to went to the north.
I mean, well, he hadn't even picked up the presents yet. You see,
and then there, Donner and Blitzen was arguing over the doctrine of predestination.
I know. There you go.
What a debacle!
You see, they just no unity,
none at all. His red nose went out about halfway through the ride. Yeah, you can't listen. They could not get along and put all of their doctrinal differences aside just for one pleasant
night
of unity.
Just one night. Well, you see, speaking of unity, since we had that big schism in Santa and the reindeer and all that, I found it necessary to write a fresh, new Christmas story.
Did you really?
I did. We had to do a redo on Santa.
Is it this little booklet you handed me prior to going on the?
Yeah, this is our Christmas card because
the night before Christmas.
Yeah, it was the night before Christmas, and we had to do a redo because they couldn't have that big fallout. We call it
schism.
The schism.
The schism of 2012.
The schism of 2012.
Yeah. Oh, it was a debacle.
Oh, it was so balked.
Watch, it was skewed.
It was skewed and balked.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely balked.
And balked.
And so here we got.
Are you going to read this Christmas?
Well, I will. Here, I'll show it up there the night before Christmas. Yeah. This is the redo.
Yeah,
that we did here at the farm.
Yeah, on the farm.
And so the Daddy Pete Farms.
Yeah, can I just put a preemptor in there?
Okay, emptor on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was not privy to the writing of this new thing. I was so discouraged by the debacle.
Yeah, it debaked.
I was in a state of depression, and I was not privy on the writing staff of this.
This
thing.
This is true.
It's just a preemptor.
This is by Daddy Pete.
By Daddy Pete.
And this is his attempt to
Daddy Pete
to save Christmas.
Yeah,
Daddy Pete saves Christmas.
Yeah, Daddy Pete.
And so we had to rewrite the Christmas story of Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off here. It's actually
it's
a nice little story. It's been rewritten since the schism to save Christmas. So this farm single-handedly saved Christmas for the rest of the world. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Now, you listen to the story and see if you don't agree.
Okay. All right.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the shed not a creature was stirring with Daddy Pete in bed. The pots were all placed by the garden with care in hopes that spring flowers soon would be there.
Oh, I can see the salesmanship in
this. You see where
already.
this is headed?
Oh, I absolutely.
No, we're saving Christmas is what we're doing here. I'd have you know. Now, Daddy Pete Farms
was totally on the spring season of Daddy Pete-ness.
Nay.
Oh, yay. I see this. I see the underlying currents.
Well, there again, Daddy Pete Farms, makes potty mixes and stuff. So it just so happens that it well, this is how you save something. You have to work with what you got.
Yeah.
Okay. The cows were nestled all snug in their stalls with visions of Daddy Pete dressed up as Santa Claus.
All right, pause. Wait a minute. Daddy Pete is becoming Santa Claus.
Well, we got
Daddy Pete is becoming Santa Claus.
Because of the schism, we have to save Christmas.
So St. Nick's just out. You're just kicking him out to the curb.
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We believe in resurrection.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Okay. And Mama Pete in her apron and he in his cap had just settled down for a quick little nap.
All right, pause again. Is this somehow bringing Frances, your wife, into the picture? Mama Pete in her apron?
This is
Frances,
true.
Frances wears a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and works with the horses. And now all of a
And an
sudden,
apron.
you have relegated this poor woman into an apron
This
around
woman
cookies and
does
eggnog.
exactly what I say.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This woman.
this will be probably the last podcast Alan gets to do. Francis, I apologize.
Yeah, okay, the schism. Let's get on.
Schism.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, Eddie Pete sprung from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, he flew like a bird.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
Looked over the garden and all through the herd.
Wait a minute. Away to the window, Daddy Pete flew like a bird.
Yeah,
You could
yeah.
barely get out of the pickup truck when we was just at the Dollar General. I mean, it took you 15
Looked
minutes.
over the garden and all through the herd. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to his wondering eyes should appear but a shiny new trailer and 8 calves of cheer.
I see Karen Elliott's right.
With a little old driver so lively and laughing, he knew in a moment it must be St. Catherine.
St. Catherine?
Yeah, well, it's about, yeah.
St. Catherine.
Yeah, but it's 8 little calves of cheer are pulling this new trailer.
Okay, yeah.
You see, Sandy had a wreck. And so,
Sandy
so
wrecked.
Daddy Pete,
Yeah.
once again, having to save Christmas. So here we go.
Yeah.
With a little old driver so lively and laughing, he knew in a moment it must be St. Catherine. More rapid than heifers, her coursers they came, and she mooed and shouted and called them by name.
You've named your
these
your
are
calves.
Oh, you have to name these.
Yeah, okay.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Now Betsy, now Lexi, now Connie and Dixie, on Sally, on Dolly, on Rosie and Trixie. To the top of the fence, to the top of the barn. Now dash away, away to the farm.
Was your daughter Jessica involved in the writing of this? I previously said Karen Elliott. I'm changing all that. Karen Elliott would not do this. But your daughter Jessica, she would do this.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the barn top, the coursers they flew, with the trailer full of compost, and St. Catherine too.
No, really.
That is good. Come on now.
You're giving people compost for Christmas?
Well, we're saving Christmas here. I mean, we got RFK Juniors in there, and we're going to feed everybody.
You
And
got a bag of compost wrapped up in a package?
Because everybody's going to grow their own food. Roland, we're saving America and saving Christmas at the same time.
Yeah.
And then in a twinkling, he heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As he drew in his hand and was turning around, down the conveyor St. Catherine came with a bound.
Oh, this is.
I tell you what, it'll take your breath away, won't it?
This is
Roland?
bad.
Take
Did
your
you
breath away.
write this?
She was dressed all in fur, from her head to her hoof, and her spots became tarnished as she landed with a poof.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a poof, all right.
A bundle of mixes she had flung on her back, and she looked like a salesman just opening her pack.
There's Melvin. Melvin York right there.
Her eyes, how they twinkled. Her udder, how merry. Her cheeks were like roses. Her nose like a cherry. Her drool little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the fur on her chin was as white as snow. I about cry right there on that.
Yeah. It got you right
there, right
in
there.
the heart.
It got me right there.
Mm-hmm.
The perlite and lime she held tight in her hand, so the auger would mix them drop bags here to land. She had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when she laughed like a bowl full of jelly. She was chubby and plump, a right jolly old calf, and St. Pete, Daddy Pete's laugh when he saw her in spite of his staff. A wink of her eye, a twist of her head, soon gave him to know he had nothing to dread. She spoke not a word, but went straight to her work and filled all the bags, then turned with a jerk, and sliding her hoof aside her nose and giving a nod, up the conveyor she rose. She sprang to the trailer that was tied to the post, and away they all flew with the bags of compost.
Oh.
But he heard her exclaim ere she drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and may your new year be bright." So, that is how the Smith farm, Daddy Pete, me being Daddy Pete,
Yes.
this is how we saved Christmas
Yeah.
of 2012.
And let me just say that the debacle
I know
of
you got
2012
tears. I feel them. Tears.
Yeah. They're tears, all right. And let me just say that the debacle of 2012
Yes.
inspired
Yeah.
you to write this.
Oh yeah.
This ridiculous
It's
Christmas
the salvation of Christmas. This is you got to understand, Jeff.
Salvation, you're
You
calling.
got to understand. Christmas is a global event. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Here, and you heard it first here, Smith and Rowland Show. Christmas is a global event. So, Daddy Pete saved a global event, and you got to understand. You got to understand something now. This is. I'm proud of it, and I'm ashamed of it. The World Economic Forum did contact us,
And you're right. And they said,
since we saved Christmas, they were wanting us to join their movement.
yeah,
Of the World Economic Forum, but Daddy Pete declined.
yeah,
Now,
because
there you go.
you had bigger things to do,
Yeah.
which was carrying on the Christmas tradition.
Well, I thought about and what I'm going to do. What's in the works now? What's in the works?
yeah, go ahead and tell us.
I have tapped RFK Jr. to come help Daddy Pete save the world
Yeah.
with the food and stuff.
I got to say that this.
So how do you feel? You're feeling good, aren't you?
This is the most ridiculous Christmas story I've ever heard in my life. Little children are crying because they're going to be opening bags of compost for Christmas. This is not
Yes.
what their
Just think
heart's
about
desire
it.
is.
Just think about it. This is the first time you've heard a Christmas story. 'Twas the night before Christmas going green.
Yeah, it went green. All right. It went greener than what we expected. And I'll be having a talk with Trixie, Dixie, Betsy, and
but just look
all
at
the
it
moo
now.
cows.
You see, all of these drones are looking for that, but they're looking for reindeer and it's cows.
Yeah.
See, camo here.
The only thing I can tell
Jeffrey.
you, the only thing I can tell
undercover.
you is Preacher in Chapel has spoken about
Well,
your,
what now?
your
Now,
Christmas thing.
just give me their 2 cents. Then.
Well, Preacher in Chapel are ready and willing to pull the sleigh. They have some other pit bulls with some friends of theirs they've been clamoring with out in the woods. And there's 12 of them. And
it'd probably take that many of
well,
pit bulls.
but I'm saying that Preacher's going to be leading the sleigh. Chapel's anchoring. She's the first leg. And they've got it figured out. They're not going to be pulling compost. No. Nay.
Okay.
They're pulling treat cookies for all of the little puppy dogs out there. So there's going to be more than just cows in the air.
Yeah, but what about the drones?
Well,
So now we got cows, we got puppy dogs, and we got drones.
But just like
and no Santa Claus.
But just like the drones go silent when helicopters are around, all Preacher has to do is bark one time. Them drones immediately flee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was asking Preacher about that.
You're saying Preacher's got the gift of deliverance.
Oh, without a doubt. Preacher told me, he said, resist the drones and they will flee from you.
Lord Jesus.
That's what Preacher said.
Well, that sounds a little bit like a
Chapel conferred.
No, that's more like the I can't think of
Him
one.
and Chapel conferred, and when they did, they said, skew the drones. Skew on the drones.
Away with them.
Away with this nonsense. Okay. And they've got clear sailing.
There you go. Well, there you got it, Roland. This is our Christmas edition. We've told everybody everything we know. I'm sure
from a truthful standpoint,
that's all we're known for is truth.
Oh, absolutely.
And so there you have how the Smith and Rowland Show saved Christmas. There's our secret report.
And next year there will be a limerick from Preacher in Chapel to follow this mess up. I promise you that.
I know you don't know about it, but I'll go ahead and tell you, they've been burning up my phone wanting to join. So, but far be it from me to refuse it. But I had to, I was going to wait and say it and tell you about it here on the show.
Yeah, right, yeah. So, and here's the thing about this.
So that you can hold back the tears that they wanted to join us in this endeavor of the century.
I have known you for 35 years, and let me tell you, I am privy to your games. This is just more evidence of how you divide and conquer. That's all this is. See, watch. You cannot separate the bond between me and Preacher and Chapel.
Well, this is the Christmas spirit. This is the this is the Christmas. This is how you say Christmas. All right, Roland, we better quit. Yeah, we're going to mess around and tell a lie yet.
That's right.
All right. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for joining today's Smith and Rowland Show. You can check out our website at kingdompropheticsociety.org and our daily unplugged podcast at smithandrowlandshow.podbean.com. You can also join us on Amazon, Apple, or Spotify.